Hello, Council Bluffs Area Chamber of Commerce members. This is Drew Camp, President and CEO of the Council Bluffs Area Chamber of Commerce, here for another candidate interview heading into the June 7th primary election. Today, we're joined by Jeff Jorgensen. He's one of the 8 candidates running for 3 open seats on the Pottawattamie County Board of Supervisors. Jeff, thanks for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Jumping right into the questions, we'll start specifically within looking at Pottawattamie County specifically. What are the top issues that you see Pottawattamie County facing, and how will you address them if elected to the board?
Well, the biggest concern right now, and I'm talking today, is inflation. Nationwide, we're looking at inflation numbers that we haven't seen for quite a while. So, how to address that at the local issue? You're looking at taxes. If inflation is especially the assets are increasing, the home values are increasing, all of these assets will be reevaluated for property taxes. We have to get a handle on what's going on in this country, and it starts at the local level. I'm certainly, I'm all about lower taxes, less government interference, balanced budgets, and economic growth. That is what I am all about. That's what I'm going to be working for. Everything that comes up for a vote on the county board, that is my priorities. That's what I'm going to gauge my vote on. And so all of this it starts at the local level. Economic growth is another thing that we need to take a look at. There's a lot of opportunities in Pottawattamie County. I think Pottawattamie County has a lot of advantages. You're looking at commercial electric rates that are reasonable. You're looking at natural resources, the things that Pottawattamie County has going on. It's a transportation mecca here. We got the interstate system, the railroad system. We've got a lot of things going for Pottawattamie County that we need to continue to take advantage of in drawing economic growth to the area. So how do you address all of these issues going on today? If we can't address them at the local issue, we're certainly going to raise the flag. I'm going to be vocal about a lot of things. Mandates, spending mandates. So what's being mandated at the county level from state and federal agencies, I'm going to take a serious look at that. What are we spending our money on, and why are we required to spend our money on such things? So that's where I'm at. I'm going to be taking a serious, long look at everything in the budget.
Thank you, Jeff. And that's a very good lead into my next question, because as you mentioned, a lot of pieces that fall into the local governments, a lot of the times it might be mandated or just expected or whatever it may be, passed down through the federal or the state government. We're not going to touch on federal, but I did want to touch on, as you look at it, what do you see as the biggest issue at the state level, and how will you advocate or address that for or against if elected?
The county budget, the biggest slice of that budget, of course, is county employees. When we sit across the table and negotiate salaries and wages for union employees at the county level, we have to have two sides for the negotiation, not just a one-sided negotiation. The county has only so much that it can do, and then we, networking at the state level. I know a lot of people. I've gotten to network with a lot of people. The governor, both senators. We have issues at the county level that we need to run up the ladder. And a lot of things are going on wages wise, but also diversity is another issue that we're being asked to spend money on to diversify. What's wrong with common sense being the focus of what we decide to budget, to spend our money on? Common sense needs to prevail at all levels of government. If we throw common sense away, I think our budgets are going to be going out the window through the wazoo. It's got to be another look at why we're spending, what we're spending on, and using common sense to prioritize. That's my goal.
And you mentioned it earlier. You mentioned there's a lot of opportunities for Pottawattamie County. Can you touch on what you think some of the biggest opportunities are for the county now and moving forward?
Pottawattamie County is a rich in history. I think we could make Pottawattamie County a tourist mecca. You know, a lot is going on across the river. Omaha, Douglas County, Nebraska. You know, they're spending a lot of money over there to draw folks into the area, tourists or whatever. We need to find more ways for those people that come into the Omaha area, the Douglas County, to the metro area. We need to find ways to draw those people across the river and visit Pottawattamie County. Natural resources, the history that we are rich in history, and we need to take advantage of that history that Pottawattamie County has. That's that's one of the ways we can do that. Become a tourist mecca for Iowa. So that's some of the things I'm looking at.
And you mentioned it before too, some of your networking and your connections. Obviously, representing the chamber, we're the business advocacy organization, the voice of the business community here in Council Bluffs, Southwest Iowa, Pottawattamie County. How would you partner with the chamber and the business community to help move some of your initiatives and visions for Pottawattamie County forward?
Well, there's a lot of projects going on. I think that currently there's a lot of projects the board has going on that are working with the chamber. Am I correct about that, Drew?
Workforce being the predominant one, yes.
Okay. I certainly, we need to have a working relationship. There's no doubt about it. We have common goals, to grow Pottawattamie County economically and efficiently. And I think we can work together. There's no doubt in my mind. I've worked with, I've helped elect all of the current board of supervisors, and I certainly can work with all of them. And we can work with all of those agencies and organizations that are looking to advance Pottawattamie County economically and growth-wise. There's no doubt in my mind. We'll find ways, find opportunities. We always do, and we will continue to do that.
Yeah, and one of the things that's very interesting right now is just, you've mentioned it, regardless of how people feel about them, there is a lot of federal money being passed down through the state and into localities as well. So, and the next question I have is, what unique skills do you think you bring to the position?
I was a former chairman of the Pottawattamie County Republican Central Committee for 7 years. I got to know a lot of folks, a lot of candidates, a lot of our elected officials. I helped elect all of Pottawattamie County's Republican elected officials. I got to know them very well, and they're within my network. There isn't anybody in Pottawattamie County elected that I wouldn't be, hesitant to call. Matter of fact, just today, I called on the mayor. I called on County Attorney Matt Wilbur. I consider those folks good friends. I don't know, I don't know to the extent that the other candidates can do that, but I certainly have gotten to know and appreciate all of our Republican elected officials here in Pottawattamie County, and not just the county, but statewide, and even at the national level. I just know a lot of folks. I've networked with a lot of folks. I've worked with a lot of folks. I help a lot of candidates get elected. That's who I am, and I appreciate very much that opportunity. It's been an enriching experience for me. I don't know the other candidates have that experience to that extent. Except of course for the incumbents.
Yeah, I thought it, but I didn't say it, so I'm glad you referenced that. So the last question that I have is obviously one that you would kind of expect going into the June 7th primary election here in 2 weeks from this coming Tuesday. So why should voters cast their ballot for you on June 7th in the primary election?
Well, I tell you what, I am going to be, I mentioned who I am. I am a Marine Corps veteran, Vietnam era Marine Corps veteran. And if elected at the end of this year, I'm going to be retired. I currently work for Union Pacific Railroad, but I'm going to be retired, and I'm going to be, if elected, I'm going to be devoting my full time to Pottawattamie County and its residents and its citizens as elected to the county board. So it's a full-time position for me. I certainly welcome. I'll be transparent. I'll be available for anybody that wants to contact me, and I'm going to be readily accessible, and I'm going to be working hard. I've worked hard all my life. I've never received a government check except, of course, during my service time in the U.S. Marines. But I've never received a check that it wasn't a private entity wage. And so, I know what hard work is. I know what hard work is. I know what it takes to make things work. So that's who I am. That's what I want to do for Pottawattamie County. I want to see, my wife and I have lived here for 32 years. First living in Trainer, Iowa for the first 15 years, and then moving into Council Bluffs. We've really gotten to love Pottawattamie County. There's the community, the friendly folks, the atmosphere. It's been a blessing for us to live in Pottawattamie County and the communities that we've been associated with, and the opportunities that we've taken advantage of. I want to give back what I've been given for these last 30-some years, and I very much look forward to that.
Well, Jeff, thank you very much for making the time to do this candidate interview with us. Best of luck to you going into the June 7th primary.
Thank you, Drew. I look forward to working with you guys.